What is this?
Tealing. Not bad. Not bad. I'm not the. It's not the worst. It's actually pretty smooth. That wasn't bad.
It's pretty smooth.
It drinks. Yeah. So, all right. Well, I've got my list of fun facts to talk about, but I say let's start off with something fun, Ethan. What is a fun fact? Tell me something about bears. Bears beats Battlestar Galactica.
Well, this actually is. It's either a shrimp or doesn't have anything to do with bears.
Okay, that's a start.
It's either a shrimp or some sort of like crustacean in the ocean that can produce some sort of orb of like energy or heat that is like hotter than the surface of the sun.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, are you talking about like that that like punching shrimp thing that like?
No, that's different. That's
Okay.
the mantis shrimp.
Yeah.
So those, that punches that
And,
can
like,
break
it creates
break
a
bones
vacuum
or something.
basically.
Yeah,
It creates like a
The-
vacuum
like-
of water and
yeah,
it's
they've broken like aquarium glass and stuff like that. No, this
something.
is something different. It's I forget what it's called, but then like it doesn't hurt itself, and they have no idea how or why. Hotter than the surface of the sun.
What is it?
Yeah, it lives in the ocean, and that's just
Under
insane
the
to me.
sea?
Under the sea. Yeah, I saw this whole like clip of a bunch of crazy animals that do crazy things. There's also something that lives in the ocean, that can regenerate cells, like heart cells, even brain cells, limbs, everything.
Where are you seeing this?
It was on Instagram. I saved it. Here, let me find it.
Okay, yeah. So the pistol shrimp, when it snaps its claw, creates a cavation bubble, and the bubble collapses, reaching temperatures higher than the surface of the sun, potentially.
Yeah, so that's insane.
With an incredibly
Like
tiny fraction of a second.
But like the heat, like it doesn't hurt it. You know what I mean? I feel like if we were anywhere near anything, like no matter how small it was, that was near the temperature of the surface of the sun, we'd at least get burnt. You know what I mean?
Bro, well, this is explaining it doesn't get burnt because it's like it's a tiny like microscopic little pin, not smaller than a pinpoint of where the energy is.
Okay.
And it lasts nanoseconds, so it's like not long enough.
Enough to affect it.
Yeah, or even the water. It doesn't even burn the water around it. Really, is what it's saying.
But it's still something like that is still producing that amount of energy.
Yeah,
is insane.
Yeah, that is crazy. It just snaps its claws. That's all it does.
Yeah.
Bro, how does something evolve to do that?
So what is that, friction?
I mean, maybe
like it's just doing that with friction. If it's snapping its claws and that happens, it's just isn't that crazy? Like, can't we come up with some sort of device that creates that amount of power, but bigger?
It's just because it creates a bubble, and then the pressure of the surrounding water. It's just a bubble at high speed. Creates a fast jet of water in a low pressure region, and the vapor-filled bubble forms, and then the high pressure water causes the bubble to implode. So basically, think Ocean Gate, think the submersible imploding.
Oh God! Oh, that's what's happening.
Yeah, it's just like the water pressure's so high,
that's insane. Can't we like synthesize that or manufacture that? Like
you'd have to be able to
energy. I don't know.
Oh, produce energy? Probably not, because you probably have to put in way more energy than you're getting out of it.
It snaps its claws.
No, what I'm saying is like for us to recreate that, and plus the energy it's getting out of it is so minuscule. Like to recreate that at a level to harness any type of energy, you're probably putting in way too much energy to begin with. Like it does it because it's burning energy within its body. It's causing the physical movement.
So you're saying like the little bubble of
it's so small that
of heat is so tiny it doesn't even really.
Yeah, it's not like you couldn't harness that. You'd have to make it bigger to harness something like that, which I don't even know how, but let's say you could. But to make it bigger, you'd have to expand the whole system and just like an exponential growth of like cost of energy to do it and what you're getting out of it.
Gotcha.
Also, that'd be really hard to get something that this is interesting because it'd be really hard to get something that could withstand that.
Right.
Because you'd have to make something that could withstand that. So I don't know.
The temperature of the surface of the sun. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hold on. I'm going to find the post because I was talking about the other one that could regenerate itself.
Speaking of the sun, I think one of my favorite questions the internet has ever asked is, who would win, the sun or 1 million lions?
That's just stupid.
No, then no. The top comment is then, well, what if they just attack at night?
Oh.
It's so stupid, but I love it. I love the stupidity of it. I like that really stupid nonsense.
Okay,
humor.
here it is. I don't know what it is. Axolotl.
Axolotl. Those things are neat.
Yeah, it can regenerate entire limbs, spinal cord,
Yeah, those
heart
things are
tissue,
cool.
and even parts of its brain.
They
Doesn't
only
scar, it just rebuilds.
Yeah, they only live in like one area. They're like, I'm pretty sure it's South America.
Mm.
They only live in like the South America area, and they're so like they're all like endangered.
But I don't know. That's crazy. Like, shouldn't we? Somebody might be, but research them and be like, how do we regrow our brain? Because I need it.
I think they've done that with. I think they researched like lizards, how lizards regrow tails and stuff. I'm not saying
can we not figure it out, or
I don't know. Well, I'm sure someone's in the middle of researching it. I just know that they started on lizards with the tail and everything.
You should start on that thing.
Yeah, right. Axolotl. There's not many of them.
We don't have tails.
There's one at the, not the zoo, but there's a place around here that's got some animals in like an aquarium, and I saw it. They have a couple of them. Yeah, they're really cool. They're really cool.
Yeah.
They're really cool little critters. But anywho, you teased me with this bear. What's with this bear thing?
Oh, it's just the polar bears.
Yeah.
They can swim for, I don't know how long. I forget what it said. Days, I think, is what it said. Like, they literally swim. Maybe
swim
not.
or float?
Like
swim, float.
I don't know. Swim / float. They can cross hundreds and hundreds of miles of ocean, without stopping. So, I don't know. I thought that was kind of crazy.
Yeah, we listened to the same episode of JRE.
Yeah, but and I saw it on a post too. But yeah. But they said, they found him in Iceland, apparently.
Yeah, they found one that killed it very quick. They're like, not here, buddy. Yeah. Well, there's that. And then the same episode of Jerry, they talked about that abandoned village. That's
with all the bears.
With all the polar bears in it.
Yeah.
It's like, and then I think Joe was like, that'd be a great horror movie. I'm like, that actually would
That would be a really good horror movie.
You like out adventuring in small abandoned mining towns and stuff, or fishing towns, whatever. And like you go there and then there's just bears.
Yeah, well, polar bears, just the swipe of their paw can crush a human skull.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're terrifying.
Yeah,
they're close to the.
They're like one of the only bears that will actively hunt humans.
Yeah,
like when they smell them instead of trying to avoid them.
Meanwhile, there's orcas that won't. Thank you for tuning into our National Geographic episode. No, there's orcas. I knew orcas didn't attack people, but like really, I know they didn't. They kind of avoided attacking people. I didn't know they like never have killed anybody except in captivity.
Yes. Yeah.
Like that's like
it's a well-known fact. Yeah.
Isn't
that crazy?
That's so crazy to me because they just observe behavior. There's some orcas, and I think it's off the coast in Australia. I'm not sure. It's off the coast of some major port where they are now attacking sailing vessels and sinking them, and then just leaving the people.
I heard that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
some people say it has to do with like they're interrupting their like communication.
Something
like
and
they can't
just attack it, and the humans in the water, and they're like, I think they're just dicks.
It kind of reminds me of like
imagine you have to take out orca.
It reminds me of some old redneck who's like mad at his dog for barking too much. He's like, shut up. Yeah.
I'm just thinking, I'm like, imagine having to go to insurance and be like, having to file an orca claim. Like, you got boat insurance, and it's like, hey, why did you sink the boat? Was it user error? Was it weather? Nah, dude, some orca just came and sunk my boat, and they probably look at you like, sure.
Yeah. No, orcas are fascinating, man. They have like different dialects and stuff, like different like, groups. It's crazy that we can't like decipher. We can't figure out what they're saying.
They were theorizing AI can with enough of a database, but that's because it's basically at that point it's a computation fact. I don't know. That's what I heard. I don't know. Yeah. I'm not an expert on those things.
No, orcas and even dolphins too are fascinating. Yeah. There's like a old Joe Rogan bit from like one of his stand-ups where he talks about how like fishermen never catch dolphins on hooks. You know what I mean? Like they're out there fishing for tuna, and they catch sharks and other fish all the time, but dolphins. You never catch it. You'll catch them in a net because they can't escape it. But like dolphins never eat bait on a hook. Why?
True.
Like they're just and they got like their brain is how much bigger than ours. Like their cerebral cortex is like literally like 3 or 4 times bigger than ours.
Yeah, which is interesting though, because brain size doesn't necessarily compute to intelligence. It's kind of like those things where it's like, if you have a bigger brain, it's more likely to be more intelligent. But for example, like I know jumping spiders are super intelligent. Jumping spiders are very, very smart, and they got an absolutely tiny brain, even in comparison to their body. But it's theorized.
Smart in what way?
So they've trained them. They've actually trained them to like kind of like I know I've seen clips of people training them to like hunt
Uh-huh.
houseflies and stuff, and they'll actually kind of like befriend the human. They've learned to associate like the human being fed and stuff. Like there's all sorts of interesting things they've done with jumping spiders, which I'm arachnophobic. I hate spiders, horrible fear. But for some reason, knowing that the jumping spider is smart, I'm actually not that afraid of them. I think they're pretty neat. But they theorize it's because they had to hunt the way they did. They had to develop the ability to think about, because if you watch them hunt, they're able to catch stuff out of the air because they're able to basically internally do the math that they need to do to know where stuff is.
Like
and
the
so
trajectory,
learning trajectory,
and stuff,
learning strength, learning like every little thing they need to know to catch the prey has created this circumstance where they've now had to basically compute more things, and it's caused them to become smarter.
Interesting.
I don't know. It's a theory.
Maybe, yeah.
That's just a theory.
That's crazy.
Film theory.
Maybe Elon Musk needs to get him to help him get to Mars.
Maybe. Yeah. Jumping spiders like, why don't we just jump?
Well, if you push off with this force at this time. Yeah.
It's like, big blob over. I'd jump.
I think I could make it.
Yeah. But anyway, we really are just talking about animals. Wow. We're gonna say, oh no, the orca thing. God, I keep saying the orcas. They drown whales, blue whales.
Mm-hmm.
I did not
blue
know
whales.
That.
Damn.
Yeah, they will drown blue whales by covering their breathing hole spout.
Blue whales are huge.
Yeah,
they're strong enough just to hold them down.
They don't hold them down. They just basically cover it. I think they target. I think I saw they target the infants.
Oh, that makes sense.
But still, they
I was going to say, like,
just by drowning them, they don't bite them. They don't like kill them by random. They just drown them. They're like,
I forget how big they are, but those things, like grown ones, are the size of like multiple
huge.
Football fields, or maybe one.
I know it's
or
like
buses.
multiple
No,
buses.
it's
Multiple buses.
It's buses. Yeah.
Yeah. No, they're the biggest animal on the planet. But they probably have drowned an adult. I don't know.
Maybe. I just feel like the adult would be strong enough to be like, get the fuck off, you know?
Well, blowhole, that's the word I was looking for.
Well, I know, but still, like you.
No,
you know,
I'm saying like if they surface, I don't know if the orca can stay on
like
them.
that. Like to me, that's like saying like a 10-year-old's trying to hold my nose so I can't breathe. I'm just be like, get off of here,
Ethan swat.
You know what I mean? Not that I would swat a 10-year-old, but like I don't know.
But if he's holding your nose, this is another question.
A calf, that would make sense, like a baby.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's crazy though. That's dark.
Yeah. No, those are interesting animals. Yeah, so I guess we can kind of move away from. Oh, I know how to tie this in. So, this happened recently.
What if we could smell like dogs?
Like smell my dog? I can smell him. He's very stinky.
No, smell in the way that dogs smell. Or
I wouldn't want to
hear.
because he stinks really bad, and it'd smell that much worse.
But like, what I'm getting at is,
Ethan's like, you're not picking up what I'm putting down. I'm trying to do something here. Come on, work with me.
I don't even know if I'll be able to do it. But I'm thinking like what if humans had the same sensual, yikes.
No, continue.
No, I think that's the right word.
Sensory?
Sensory, thank you. Wasn't the
that
right
was not
word.
the right word.
What if we had like the same sensory capabilities of like animals, like dogs' sense of smell, or eagles' vision?
Can I walk you back to the sensual part? What if we had the
sure?
same
What if we had the same like sensual nature that dogs have?
We should find a furry to interview. All right, now that I got my dumb joke out of the way, back to the sensory aspect. What if you could?
I don't know. Like, don't you think that like there's some sort of technology that somebody could come up with to make us be able to smell like dogs or see like eagles? Binoculars. Fuck.
I was about to say binoculars. I was like, Ethan, do you mean binoculars?
Well, just naturally, like maybe or not naturally. It wouldn't be natural, but some sort of.
No, hang on. That breeds an interesting question, an interesting point, because that is
like how much more of the
we can do all those things that the animals can, but we do it through our brain and technology that we've created through the brain. Like we can do all those things. We can do everything that all these animals can do, with technology. I see your
what
question.
Technology do we have that can make us smell like a dog?
They've got robots and stuff that can like sense like the.
Yeah, but we're not sensing it.
No, but
you know what I mean. Like I'm thinking
we get the
like
information. I see what you're saying. You're seeing more like biological, like
I'm thinking like as a person, if we had those abilities, how much more of like the world, if you like, I don't know, talk about science, how much more of physics or chemistry or whatever would we be able to understand You know, because it's like there's
I mean,
certain things I can see, like different light spectrums. There's, you know.
Well, that's
you know
it.
what
I mean, that's an interesting one because we have the technology that can relay that to us, but we're not actually experiencing it.
Right. A lot goes into experience, you know, instead of just analyzing data. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because you can
I
analyze
feel like
data and come to conclusions, but
we'd
you
get a
don't
lot
know.
more understanding if like those messages were actually coming into our brain directly.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know. I always think about that.
No, it's an interesting point to make. I just think it's funny that like
call out to Elon, invent something.
Yeah. Well, we like the interesting thing is we can do all the things you said, but like we can do those things, but we can experience those things.
It's artificial.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like it's I don't know.
Because we can do all the stuff that maybe we can't. No, we can't do what the little water bears do. They survive like anything. Those things survive in space.
Oh yeah,
Things. We can't do that.
Sub-zero
Oh well, no, we can
temperatures
survive in
in a
space
vacuum.
inside of a spaceship. I'm pretty sure they can do like cryostasis. We can't do that.
They can't. Yeah, they can
Pretty much. But what I wanted to get at was so I did see some interesting.
What do you think? I'm just kidding.
I have notes. I want to do the notes. So this is first week of August, roughly. About a week ago, a little more. There was I mean, you probably heard about this. I'm going to mispronounce the name. Ceuta, that town that's part of Brazil, but it's on the it's above north of Morocco.
Oh, Spain.
Yeah, Spain.
It's south of Spain. It's like an island.
No. The town. It's
talking about the immigrant thing.
Yeah, the immigrant thing.
It's an island.
What? That is not Ceuta.
I thought it was an island. It's like an immigration point. It's a town, but I think it's on an island that's
I don't think it's
right
on
off of the coast of Spain. I don't know. We're looking it up.
I didn't think it was a town. I thought it was just like along the coast. It's not so it's like Spain's up here, North Africa's here, and it's along the coast of North Africa, but it's like the closest point between North Africa and Spain.
Right. I think it's like an actual immigration point from North Africa to Spain. I think it's controlled by Spain.
No, it is. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's it's on the coast. I think what we were talking about was we were getting caught up on like the actual like is it an island or not is what I was getting caught up on.
Is it not an island?
No.
Okay.
It's just that point. I don't know if the main purpose of it is immigration or not. I just know it is owned by Spain.
I think it is an immigration point.
But there recently, about a week ago, there was about
it's like Ellis Island, maybe.
They've had like
except it's not an island.
Yeah, it's like Ellis Island. It's not an island nor named Ellis, so
nothing like it really. It's actually not at
all. So they had about I think the total number is up to about I kept seeing differing reports. I'm going to be generous and say on the lower end, I think it's between 50 and 72,000 people kind of like flooded it in one day, which is so funny because in the middle of like I saw the updates of it happening and people are like, oh, it's only a couple thousand. It's no big deal. They have this all the time. And I'm like, I think it looks like a bit more than a couple thousand. It looks like quite a few people. Like there's a lot. They're flooding the coast. Anyway, number is about 50 to 72,000 is what people are estimating. I've heard estimates up to 80,000. The number is kind of relevant, not really. I guess what I wanted to get at, and the reason how I'm going to tie this all together with the orcas.
Well, what's the amount? What's the number?
50 to 72 is what I'm even generous with the claim. Some people are saying up to 80, 90. Some people are saying lower, like under 50.
Decent sized city.
Worth of that's the thing.
Population.
If it's 72 to 80,000, that is the entire population that's the population of the town. So the population doubled. So it matters. I'm just saying, like, so to tie it in, I did see a post that was kind of funny. And of course, learning what I just learned about orcas, it was a illegal migrant was killed by an orca trying to swim around into Ceuta, and I saw people commenting and going, "Get that man on ice! Get that orca on a part of ice, like Trump's ice." And I was
Did
laughing.
That actually happen?
No, misinformation, 100% fake post. I knew it was.
Like, are there even orcas there?
I don't know. I just thought it was hilarious.
That is hilarious.
I'm like, misinformation. So speaking of misinformation, there's been a lot around it. I want to talk about, like, how much have you heard about the whole event going on? Have you been following it much, or?
I've just seen random clips of it. I haven't seen it really covered by the mainstream news that I've seen. I don't watch a lot of it, so couldn't tell if they have or not. But no, all I've seen is that the like videos of people going over there. I've seen like kind of the aftermath where they've like broken into a couple places. they're all just like laying down, chilling on the streets and on the beach and stuff like that. That's all I've really seen.
Okay. So as of now, the majority of them have been sent back to Morocco.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So they've got maybe a couple thousand left.
Mhm.
A lot of those are children. So they did bring children over, but not to the. That's one thing is I kind of want to address some of the claims. Like what I want to do with this is I want to talk about this topic, and I kind of want to address some of the claims between what I'm seeing on the left, what I'm seeing on the right,
Mhm.
what the facts are, what's actually going on. And I don't want to attribute intent or tell you, anyone listening, I don't want to tell you what this means. I just want to tell you what the left is saying this is, what the right is saying this is, what actually happened, and then you can decide for yourself. I want to be what the news should be, basically.
How do you know what actually happened?
That's the thing. I went between sources. So I went through several sources, kind of looked for information. And what I did is I looked for information that kind of like, so for example, I looked for hard factual information. How many people came over? I already said it varied a lot, so I'm going to find that in between. Another thing is I've seen, so basically people are saying there's no children. Okay, let me start with, I guess, the facts of the matter. I guess that's the best place to start. So there were, like I said, about 50 to 72,000 people who crossed into Ceuta. Dozens have died. The numbers range between 60 to 100 people died in the crossing. Now that's from any cause. That's literally from drowning, trampled, I guess starving is a possibility. I don't know. It's from any cause. They've estimated about that many have died. Most, as of this point, have returned to Morocco. And most of the free volition. They were not arrested, rounded up, and sent out. They were not whatever. They realized what was going on, and they turned around. And I'll get into kind of theorize why this happened. Not what it means, but why this happened. Because that, let me differentiate that. I don't want to say, like, I'm not telling you, like, this happened because it's an invasion. No, not saying like that. What potential factors led to this occurring? Why did we see this mass influx? Because this is out of the ordinary. This is not normal. Something happened. Most have returned. There's over 1,000 children that are left. And real quick, when I say children, people like to argue that. They go, well, technically up to 17 and 18, under 18's child. Yeah, but we're talking kids under 13. So that's what I'm talking about. Kids under 13 have been left by themselves, and a lot of them are now being moved to mainland Spain to be taken care of while they figure out how to get them to wherever they need to be, back to Morocco, but back to their families, back to their caregivers, because you can't just dump them back over the wall. Like, like it's...
Oh, you could.
You could, but that's not humanitarian.
No.
So that's kind of the fact of where we're at. We're kind of in a cleanup state. There's still a couple thousand people there. Some of them are still adults. Most are still children. They're moving the children around. I tried looking for like crime numbers to see what was going on. I couldn't really find any. You've got some people claiming that there's tons of attacks happening. I haven't really found several sources to substantiate that, because everything I found came from multiple sources. That's kind of what that's how I'm measuring, kind of like, okay, this actually happened, this didn't.
Mm-hmm.
If I've got more than, let's say, Fox News reporting on it, then it probably happened. If I've only got CNN reporting on it,
right.
We'll see. So anyway, now into kind of like some interesting stuff about why this might have happened. So this is true. Morocco did pardon, before this happened, the king, I believe he is, King Mohammed VI, I think. He pardoned 1,700 prisoners, let them out of jail, and mitigated the sentence for a lot of people. Now that's happened on about the same time. Some people say a day before, some people say the same day. Either way, there were people let out of prison. Now, to combat some of the stuff that the right has been saying about this being an invasion of criminals, I mean, technically, this could be. We don't know if these are the same people that crossed the border, but I'm also not going to be an idiot and say that, oh, we can't know definitively that these were not the same people. It could have been, could have not. I'm sure some people were, but they were nonviolent. So I don't want to like spread this idea of like they're releasing violent criminals into Spain for this purpose. They released criminals. This happened around the same time. Did some of the criminals that were some of the people that went criminals? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But at least we know that none of the people that were pardoned were violent criminals. They weren't releasing murderers or rapists or whatever. Another was So another thing that kind of reason why this might have happened was Spain kind of offered amnesty for a lot of illegal migrants. They just offered a program where people in Spain illegally prior to January 1st of this year and have been there for about 5 months could apply for amnesty to stay for a year while they sort out kind of their immigration status.
Okay.
They had over I think it was 1.17 million people sign up for that program.
Oh wow.
I don't know how many they've given out. However, this occurring is important. So this is like that happened this year.
Mm-hmm.
Another claim was that Morocco kind of relaxed their border control because I've seen images of this happening.
Well, I mean that definitely makes sense.
Yeah. Well, people are saying they did it on purpose.
No, they accidentally softened their border control.
Well, that's the thing is like you had all these people cross.
Like you're saying on purpose with the intent of sending people to.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well,
there's no evidence that they did that.
Right.
However, it's like, okay, how did all these people reach here? And they could have just been overwhelmed. Because the normal influx per month of these migrants going there is a couple hundred to about 1,000.
Yeah.
So you're looking at
per month.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're looking at one time thousands upon thousands more people attempting to cross the border. They probably were overwhelmed. Would be my guess.
I would say so. I mean, the conspiracy theorist in me would say that they were overwhelmed from the beginning, and then they pardoned all those people. Maybe half of those people were like, "Let's get the fuck out of here,"
Could be.
And then that caused other people to follow them. Let's overwhelm, and then there's just a flood. Like, take the chance. Like, there's other people like been waiting for who knows how long at the border to get there. They all just overwhelmed everything.
So
that makes sense.
Where I'm getting to is I think this occurred because I think it was a mixture of things. So, and this is kind of what the main theory is for anyone who's not sitting there like, this was an invasion. They purposely sent these people over to invade. Like, okay. The government didn't, but this is what's interesting is this does open up an opportunity for crimes to occur.
Mm-hmm.
Trafficking to occur, the cartel to move people. So do I think that this was a completely natural, organic thing that happened in and of its own accord? No, I think this was definitely cultivated to say. I think what occurred is there is known misinformation posts out there in that sphere of whatever social media they're using. There were people posting, and they actually grabbed a couple people and were like, "Hey, why'd you come over here?" And they were citing, going, "Hey, we saw that Spain was offering amnesty to anyone coming over illegally," which they did, but the requirements these people would not have met.
Were they saying like where they heard or saw that?
Social media.
Okay.
Yeah, they're saying social media. They saw on social media. They saw posts. I haven't seen the post itself, but I'm sure those have been scrubbed at this point to probably try and curtail the problem. But you have witnesses saying that they saw these posts. This is why they came over. People just seeking better economic prospects. They're looking for food, work, all that stuff. You've got, young people going, I need a better life. Let me get to Spain, EU, stuff like that. So I think what you had the cartel and probably just the cartel, but that's the thing about the viral posts is when whoever starts it doesn't matter who starts it, it spreads.
Oh yeah,
so they probably are the ones who started it completely. I don't know. Maybe conspiracy theorists could say the government did it. I don't know. You'd have to prove to me why the government would want to do this in the first place.
Which government? Yeah,
Moroccan government. You have to prove to me like why they wanted to do it. But anyway, there's motive for the cartel to do this. So I think it was probably cartel led it. They started the push. They got the
maybe the government's run by the cartel.
Could be, but
or influenced.
Yeah. But I think they started it. I think what you had was just an influx of Moroccan border control not knowing how to curtail the problem, not being able to handle the problem. You had way too many people get duped by social media by something that actually happened. Not necessarily wrong, but misinformation about what was going on, and were then pushed to then go do this. And then once they got there, I think they've kind of realized this was, once they got to Spain, realized, or got to the Ceuta. That pronunciation of the town is throwing me off because it's Ceuta, but it's like Ceuta or whatever. I don't know. That then once they got there, realized they then left. So that's kind of what's going on. I don't know. that's kind of where I've landed on the facts. Like, so I'm not going to say it's a fact that we know the cartel started it, but let's be honest. The cartel has motives for transporting people in and out for drugs or trafficking
Yeah,
and out of the area.
Yeah, how many
They do it
how
all
many
the
people
time.
got trafficked during this? How many drugs got
There's
across?
no telling.
You know?
We'll never know.
Yeah.
So
It's definitely possible.
Yeah.
I would.
What I want to do now is I want to focus on what I've seen the left and the right cover of this. So
Okay.
the left has kind of covered this as, and I say left, I checked on CNN, I checked like left, US left. I didn't go over to their publication sources. I looked at USA sources and stuff. So the left kind of very quickly was glossing over any potential issue this may have caused. They really didn't reference cartels at all in the articles I saw. They were focusing mostly on the reaction to this as a far right talking point and power grab, because now there's a lot of back end stuff in Spain and EU kind of focused on now this anti-migration thing aspect, and I think their biggest concern with this happening was we're going to see a rise in right-wing extremism within governments and stuff like that over in the EU because of this event. That's what they were focused on. They didn't really focus on the effects that this had on the people of Ceuta. They didn't focus on the effects of the people who did this. They didn't focus on why they did it. They didn't focus on any of those things. They focused on the politics of far right. So that was a little telling to me, because it's like, how can you not even reference that cartels can use this to traffic? Like I just, it's so obvious that that was a part of this. They didn't even reference how it started. They didn't even talk about how it could have started. They said, "Oh, this is a small, tiny blip. It's a non-issue." But the far right is going to blow this into some crazy proportion thing, and that's dangerous. We need to combat that. And I'm like,
yeah,
way to completely miss any issues that this is occurring. I guess you could say they were looking at big picture.
Yeah, they were looking at big picture and how.
But they're looking at big picture of politicizing it for the left. Now, for right sources, I will give them. I went to Fox for my primary, and then I just kind of went to a few others around, like Reuters and not Reuters. That was using for something else. Fox, and I think New York Post. But anyway, they were focused, and this is I'll give them props. They focused mostly on what actually happened.
Mm-hmm.
A few articles from Fox did talk about, quote, this being an invasion, but it was all quoting from officials over in Spain.
Sure.
It was quotes of people. They were not sitting there saying this was an invasion.
Well, I mean,
Fox itself wasn't saying it. They were quoting people who were saying it, and they were definitely drawing parallels between it, but they weren't saying this, because and the reason I make this distinction is because the two main articles I was looking at, the one of how Europe was reacting and the one of what actually happened. The one that actually showed me what happened didn't talk about invasion at all, was not referenced. Barely referenced the makeup of the people who showed up. They weren't saying stuff. They basically weren't doing what the left said they were doing in this article. Now, in the other article, they did mention invasion, but like I said, they were focusing on what people in EU were calling it, people in Spain were calling it.
Wouldn't that be what you want to focus on? Being that they're the people over there experiencing it?
Well, yes. I'm looking at the event. That was more of an opinion. I think it was an opinion. I don't know. I can't say it was an opinion piece. I can't say it was an opinion piece. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't think it was. But
my point is, if they're taking it from officials who experienced it, then I would say it's a pretty good opinion to have.
Yeah.
Like how many people came over in the span of what time?
Basically, they doubled the population of the town. The whole population of the town came over.
In how long?
In a day, 2 days.
Sounds like an invasion.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like if you were somebody there experiencing that,
yeah,
looks like a freaking invasion.
I was gonna
say, maybe not with assault rifles and
maybe
and
not
like U-boats
not
and
an
shit,
invasion
but,
of like an attack, but like
not D-Day type shit.
No.
But like if I saw a bunch of people coming into like 30,000 people coming into Woodbury, I'd be like, oh, it'd be like an invasion, like cars. I don't know. Sounds like an invasion of sorts.
I'm just trying to think of the other term that people were using. That there's another term people were using, not occupation, not, I don't know. There's another word they were using that felt better than invasion, but I don't know. I get what you're saying.
Occupation?
No, there was another word. There was another word.
Okay.
Occupation sounds worse. Occupation sounds like an outside force staying there and oppressing and doing something like that.
Mass migration.
No, but anyway, what I wanted to focus on was like the one article that was because I was looking on CNN for an article that said what happened, and that's what I found was an article basically, oh, it's done and over with. Now look what the right's going to do with it. I was like, thanks CNN.
Yeah.
Love that.
Was that CNN?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then Fox, I was looking at Fox. I'm like, okay, what is Fox saying? And Fox was, I saw that article that I said that they were talking about what the people were saying, which I was like, okay, I didn't, I did not expect this. I kind of was anticipating them talking about what the officials over there were saying. But then I saw them also post an article about what actually kind of what's happening. And that was they focused on the why it occurred, which was probably through cartels. They did reference that the government, really the people that they released were not criminals or not, they were nonviolent criminals that were released. And it's nothing out of the ordinary. They do this every year around this time.
Oh, really?
Yes, it was like a
they
ceremony.
They release criminals?
Yes. Okay. Amnesty.
Interesting.
They give amnesty or pardons, I guess. Pardon's a better word. They pardon a bunch of people. It's like around their religious ceremony. I don't know. Okay. It's not out of the norm for this to occur. Now, the quote unquote invasion of Ceuta is out of the norm. That's not normal. That does not happen every year.
Right.
But then they focused on kind of like how, besides cartels, terrorist cells might have crossed over. So they were the first ones to reference terrorism. I will say that. The right-leaning sources did focus on terrorism, cartels, crime. They did not call the people themselves criminals, but they said this was probably an opportunity for criminals to get across.
Sure.
And so that's kind of where I saw the sources lining up. And that's of today. That's of a week after. Another week from now, you might have another article posted from CNN that covers more. They might be waiting on more details before they release a more detailed
but still
information.
Like they're pointing fingers already. That's stupid. Like this isn't. I don't know.
Well, they were already
don't point and blame when something hasn't even happened yet.
The left very clearly used this as a tool to kind of attack politically.
To campaign.
The right
with, seems
did,
like.
but I don't think the right did it as bluntly or blatantly. Like I think the one article I read about them calling it an invasion, which I'm only saying they call it an invasion like that because that's like, I still 100% agree with that definition because they did all leave like within a week. They're all gone. So to me, I don't necessarily see it like an invasion, but also at the same time, I'm not going to sit there and say, it's not invasion. Would you like to weigh in, Matt?
Yeah, I'd like to weigh in. Why in the hell there's water in front of my beer?
To hydrate. Yeah, hydrate. Stay hydrated.
Well, beer hydrates. I mean,
you heard it here first, folks.
Beer is mostly water. Beer hydrates.
No, I'll drink it all. I'll drink it all.
I'm not dope, man.
Why did it feel like you were insulting me there?
I wasn't. But anyway, no, so I don't have to take more time to dig for my beer. That's the reason.
Yeah.
If I know my beer's from this fridge, when I open it,
you want some of the homestyle?
I can almost go, I can be blind. I might be blind one day. So how am I going to find my freaking beer?
No, that's a good point.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
All right?
Echolocation?
We could.
I'm not bad.
You are Matt, though.
Yes, I am.
Rhymes.
One chromosome away.
We could get you Braille. We could put Braille on the cans.
Oh my. Gay.
Get back to your DSA. Democratic Social Agenda.
A little derailed there, but I love it.
Yeah, sorry, I couldn't focus on what you were saying.
Anyway, I think the invasion is like, to me, the invasion is a bit of a stretch.
Oh, we were talking about the way that the left
right
and right
recovering
American media was portraying it. Okay.
Yeah. Which is interesting because I saw more like, not projection, but like more, the left was telling me.
So,
well, real quick, the left was telling me what the right was saying about it, but I never saw the right saying those things about it to what the left was saying.
That was exactly what I was going to get into. So, the left was saying what, yeah, exactly. So you got the right like using it kind of as an opportunity
A little
to
bit.
push their own agenda, whereas the left,
Anti-immigration, yeah.
right, which
But also, this doesn't fit the narrative of anti-immigration because these were illegal migrants from the start. Like there was no question of these people being quote immigrants. So like the
well, I mean, there's still that's no different. There is because
no
everybody's
no.
saying
What I'm saying
like,
is like this wouldn't be like this was
like the left's argument about like being pro immigration is nobody's like an illegal immigrant if they're fleeing for
True.
a better life. You know what I mean? So it's like there's really no difference between what's going on there in the left's viewpoint than
I just
other
don't
immigration.
Think,
You know
I
what I
think
mean?
the left thinking this would be a talking point for the right and it wasn't is kind of what I was getting at. Like
yes, no,
like,
that's that's what I was saying. Like the right's using it just to further solidify
I'm
their
sure Trump said
viewpoints, where the
something
left
stupid,
wasn't
though.
really doing that. They were using it to, attack the right, which is
I bet Trump
just
did do
like in
something
my opinion,
stupid.
that just shows that in this issue, the right has a better point or maybe a better idea. Does that make sense?
I think they were a bit more on target of what was going on.
I'm just saying, like with the whole immigration thing, it just seems a little bit more common sense if the right can use this as an event to bolster their their standing on it, whereas the left has to use it as a way to attack the opposing viewpoint. You know what I mean? So that just shows me that the left is
Okay.
is losing the argument in this case
I'm gonna fact
or
check
in this
myself.
policy, whatever.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
I
Does that make
agree.
sense?
Yes, I
Okay.
agree. I think from the aspect of news cycles is what we were kind of focusing on.
Like I think the overwhelming majority of people agree that mass just
Illegal
immigration, open borders,
is not good.
is not a good thing.
Yes.
I
I will say this. I will amend what I said. Trump did say some stuff about this, so it's not like the right didn't. But I want to give it a little.
Well, we weren't
asterisk.
talking about.
We weren't talking about Trump.
we
We
were
weren't
talking
talking
about
about politicians. We're talking about the news.
the
How the
media,
news
right.
media was covering it. So I think it's a little telling that the media and the left was a bit more news politicization of what was going on,
right.
versus the right was a little more factual. Well, not factual. I'm not going to say everything they were saying was factual, but they were more focused on why did this occur.
The events themselves.
Yes.
Yep.
So. Because Trump did make comments, and I'm not going to get into Trump's
Well,
comments.
of course he's going to.
Yeah.
Like it's Trump.
But for me to backtrack and say what I said, I'm sure that the right politicians are going to be using this.
Yeah. I
as
mean,
a
Trump's
talking
just
point.
doing the exact same thing that the left media is doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree. So I just wanted to focus on. I just wanted to add that because I don't want to sit here and make it seem like I toe the line for.
Right.
I am going to call it out when I see it, and I think he's probably a bit excessive what he said, but I also don't really care because I actually, surprising or not, don't actually listen to what Trump says a lot of the time.
Right.
I'm just going to be honest here. I don't
Right.
really
That's
care.
what, yeah.
I don't care what he says. It's not one of my biggest concerns.
Exactly. So like Trump can't trust the media to really push what he wants to push, so he's just going to say whatever he wants to say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
So now to actually get into politics,
whether or not it's true or not, you got to take everything he says with a grain of salt. Just
Yes,
like you have
no,
to
I
take
do.
everything the media says with a grain of salt.
yeah,
you know?
well, because he's a media personality.
Exactly.
He
Yep.
plays the game.
Yep.
Now I want to get into one. So Ethan, another one I wanted to talk about. This one's actually politics, more so.
It is politics?
Yes.
Okay.
What have you heard about the New York City grocery stores?
Polar bears can smell a seal from 3 miles under the ice.
Well, I listened to Greta Thunberg, and I'm pretty sure there's no more ice left. So that's false.
Hey, what were you saying?
No.
What was the question?
I think I mispronounced her name anyway.
Isn't it Thurnberg or
Something
something?
about that. I don't know. Thunberg. She's more like it looks like more like a thumb. New York City grocery stores. What do you?
Oh
know about those?
gosh, dude.
Oh gosh. Okay. All right. Here we go. What about 'em?
I don't know, man. Like this, dude, don't get me started on the communist thing, man, because that's
How
something.
about not the communist thing, but focus on what have you heard about the stores?
Well, he's trying. So yeah, Mamdani is trying to open. Was it 5 or 6?
One in each borough.
Government-owned grocery stores by the year
yeah.
2029,
Yeah.
2028,
Yeah.
within like 2 years or something
Yeah.
like that. Each of them is going to cost roughly around $30 million to build. They're going to have discounted items like essentials. You're talking like, from what I know, like bread, meat, produce, dairy, stuff like that for like a 30% discount. Yeah, I mean, that's the gist of it. I know a little bit. Like, what are you trying to get into?
I just want to know what you know. That's all.
Yeah. And then like I recently heard something that.
Well, I basically want to get to what have you heard about it?
Yeah, that's what I've heard about it. And then I've heard something recently because people were concerned that people were going to buy the stuff at a very cheap price and resell it. To which their response was, we're going to have some sort of ID system to use to know that like that's not happening, which is kind of ironic in a way. But yeah, I mean that's the gist of it.
Okay.
I heard that they had to. Like they got the funding from the state in order to build these that they're going to have to pay back over the course of however many years. I don't know the exact time frame, but yep, that's what I got.
Okay, cool. So I heard about this too, and as soon as I heard about it, I'm like, I think I'm going to dig a little deeper.
Okay,
because I feel like this is one of the things we're heading close to midterms. I think we're going to get to. I wanted to be careful. I wasn't falling into the trap of, I don't want to say like fake narratives, but I didn't want to get caught up on something like a problem that is not actually a problem, So
Yep.
So for example,
like propaganda.
Yeah, people were talking about the hypocrisy of requiring ID to go to the stores. Turns out that is not actually a thing. Okay. So they have never once said that they're going to require ID for those stores. So because I saw I saw the same thing you did.
Okay.
I saw the same thing you did. So I dug into it because I'm like, that is because immediately what I saw the right doing is look at the irony. Look at the irony. And I'm like, yeah, that is ironic. I can't believe they didn't see that as ironic and said that. So I looked and they didn't actually say that. So what they're doing is they're looking at possible options. And what, in their own words, they want to look at something that's like a library card-esque system, is what they call it.
Is it a library card and ID?
No. So, and no, because let me explain. So, to get this set ID, they've used what I've noticed that they've done, and don't get me wrong, I'm not defending what they're saying or doing. What I'm doing is I'm trying to.
Well, you can defend it if you want.
Well, no. I don't want to be known as the person who defends the program because I think it's a stupid program. I'm gonna be honest. I think it's stupid.
At least
but
we
I
agree
don't
there.
think it's stupid because of the right's talking points I'm seeing.
Okay.
It's stupid because it's stupid, not because I'm being told it's stupid because they're like, look at the irony of them when they're not.
Well, the ID thing is just a small reason for it potentially being stupid. But anyways, continue your point on.
My point on that is my point was like we, especially just talking about how the news portrays things. I saw the news portrayed a certain way. I wanted to verify if that was true or not. And then my issues with the ID aspect of what they're saying is not the same as what the right is saying. So what
makes sense.
Mamdami's team is doing is they've taught, to quote them, they're saying they want to do a library card-esque system. They've also referenced some sort of savings reward program that grocery stores already have. But they've also said they're not going to require ID for any of these. They're not going to require a verification of address, and they're not going to require, I believe it was, citizenship. You're basically going to have to. You're not required to give any information to get these. Let's say the discounts. The discounts. Okay. But within the same speech, they were talking about making sure that these are discounts given by New Yorkers for New Yorkers.
How do you do that without ID?
Exactly. That's what I wanted to focus on and the right, don't get me wrong, the right will talk about that, but the right is trying to, the right was, when I saw this, the right was trying to portray what they were saying in a way, like, look at the irony of what they're saying. Look how ironic that is. You shouldn't listen to these people. And I'm like, you don't need to, I wouldn't say lie, but you don't need to, like, focus instead on, hey, they didn't say you need to have ID. How the hell are they going to make this work? Like, focus on that. And I'm not saying all of them aren't. I'm just saying the sensationalization of all of this going on is that. And I don't like that. I like if you're going to criticize something, criticize it for being dumb the way it is, rather than making up a claim that they didn't say and focusing on that, because that just gives them ammunition to go, well, we never said it require ID. Huh. And then they're given a free pass to not answer the question of how the hell are you going to make it work without ID or any other verification? Because now they don't have to answer that. they just have to answer the main headline, which is, well, we didn't say that, so there we go, and they move on. Because I've not seen anyone corner them on that yet.
Okay.
Nobody's cornered them. They've only responded to the ID claim, and that gives them an escape hatch.
Okay.
Like, oh, see, we've talked about this extensively. We're not going to require ID. No further questions, and they leave. And I'm like, no. Don't make these false accusations. Allow them to answer the false accusations with verifiable evidence. And then, oh, that's all our time. Okay, bye. Like, no. Sit there and question them on the things going, hey, we've heard that you're not going to require ID on any of these things. How are you going to make this work? And then when you see the non-answer they give you, which is what they did, a non-answer, there's plenty of systems that we're going to look at probably emulating. Which ones? Oh, a library card system. Don't you require ID or any other verification for that? And then they leave. So
Right.
Anyway, that was a little bit of a soapbox I got on there with my frustration with the issue. My frustration is this: we're not focusing on the meat of what's wrong with this. We're focusing on headlines of what's wrong with this.
Right.
And the reason I got into that is because I was like, there's no way the left, there's no way Mandami's team didn't see that, the irony of not requiring ID to vote, but requiring ID for their stores. There's no way they didn't see that.
From what I saw is that it didn't really directly say they were or were not going to require ID. Like what I heard them say was that we're going to make sure that they're available for New Yorkers. Which is
what I saw was a comment from I think a couple days ago. I don't know when.
Okay, so you might be a little bit more.
It might be more up to date.
Okay.
I think what I saw was I saw them in reference to the claims that they were going to require ID. I think I saw them go and speak about that. And basically, what I'm frustrated about is that gave them an out to then ignore how the hell are they going to make this. Oh, well, we're looking into how to do it.
Oh, so you're seeing the aftermath of what I saw.
Probably.
Yeah, so okay, that makes sense.
Probably. I just know that I did see what I saw what you saw, and then a couple of days later I looked into it more, and then that's probably they had time to do the press conference or whatever they did. It was just frustrating to me because I was like, look, guys, we call them stupid at what's stupid. Don't sit there and get, like I said, don't give them ammunition to shirk the question.
Right.
Like, I believe in. If people are saying dumb things, give them enough rope to.
Right.
I think the saying is give enough rope to hang themselves.
Yeah.
Let them go. If they have a stupid policy with stupid things they're going to do, things that aren't going to work, let them talk about it and let them them look stupid. Like,
right.
There's no reason to sit here and say, look at the irony, or they're not going to require ID.
They jump the gun on it a little bit.
Yeah, probably, but I don't know. It's or I'm completely wrong, and what they did is they intentionally leaked that it would require ID in a back channel to somebody, so the media would then cover with it, so then they didn't have to answer questions. That's the conspiracy side of me talking.
I would say that's probably more likely. I would say
maybe. Who knows?
Yeah,
I need a.
Like the reverse psychology type thing.
Yeah.
100%. Those tactics are 100% used.
Fake plants.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just don't see how they're going to do it. And to further explain what they said, they're basically they're going to be doing it 30% discount once a week or once a month or something like that.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah. It's not going to be an all the time thing.
I didn't see that.
Yeah. It's going to be a once, so you're going to have
once a month. Oh, yeah,
100%. It's either once a month or once a week. The point I'm trying to make doesn't matter. That's not what I'm
They'll run out by the first 100 people.
Well, my other point is still this, that they still haven't described a good enough system for how to make sure people aren't buying in bulk. We just saw in California, people got was it charged and arrested for signing up homeless people to vote, paying.
Oh
homeless
yeah.
people to vote?
Oh God, yeah. That's been pissing me off. Seeing that.
Why the hell do we not expect people in New York to go to homeless people and go, hey, I'll give you $5 or a gram of crack, I don't know, whatever the hell you want. If you go in there, get this ID, give this card, give it to me, and there you go.
Right. Right.
What? Or people from out of state. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and then also, like you said, if they're only doing it once a week or even worse, once a month, the lines are going to be insane. Violence couldn't sue. People how much are they going to have stocked?
Look at Black Friday. Look at the violence.
What is he going to use? The police?
Yeah.
To help them. That's crazy. I don't know. It's as stupid of an idea I think it is for different reasons, it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it actually comes to fruition.
I will say it is. I am curious to see how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they can figure out a system to
I
work.
mean, yeah, I hope
would
they
love
can
to
figure it
see-
out a way to make it work and to actually help people that need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be great.
I just don't trust that it's. I don't trust that it's going to work like that.
Yeah,
But
and I also don't trust that they're going to use it to further expand government control on other aspects of
that they're
society.
not going to.
Yeah, I don't trust that they're
Yeah.
not. If it is successful,
Yeah.
that they're not going to use that as an opportunity to further expand government control, which I'm completely against. But
I don't know, man.
it's interesting.
I like seeing how the media reacts to those things.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, I mean, that's kind of all I really had for my notes.
Let me look at my notes.
Oh, Ethan's got notes. That's a blank sheet of paper.
Oh, okay.
Ethan's like, and my notes.
I brought it in case
are-"
I couldn't remember what I was thinking about.
Ethan, why is that a call a 1-800 notepad?
It is a notepad for heavy duty towing and recovery.
Perfect. All right, today's sponsor.
Sponsored by.
So anyway, all right. Well, I think we can wrap up there. As we talked about some cool animal facts that probably, hopefully, we're not lying about.
I saw him on Instagram, so it could be.
Oh god, the credibility just dropped on the. Ethan's like, it's crazy. I see these animals and they can do. You know, dogs can do like 10 backflips.
Oh, did you know we made it to Mars?
What?
Yeah, we made it to Mars.
Yeah, on Instagram.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
What was there?
We planted the flag and everything.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Found aliens.
Well, really? What do they look like?
You.
That's fair. Anyway, don't believe everything you see on Instagram. So,
Clip that.
to summarize, we talked about animals, cool animal facts. We
Mhm.
talked about Ceuta. That's how you pronounce it. Holy crap. Who knew? And then we talked about a little bit about Memdami's supermarkets. Hopefully he doesn't end up not reelected and then working at one. So bro starts working in the supermarket
shit.
he set up.
That's funny.
Anyway,
He becomes a CEO. So I'm gonna buy these back.
just one big
What,
wealth
just a big
transfer.
ploy. Yeah.
That'd just be par for the course with the communism
Yeah,
at
I
this
know,
point.
Oh god.
Anyway, all right. Thank you guys for listening and tuning in. Ethan, what do they need to do? Press the like.
the things like
the
subscribe,
things.
like
Subscribe.
subscribe, comment.
Share.
Yep.
Follow us on socials. And it's 2026. You know what to do. I mean, we live in the age of the internet and doom scrolling. So hopefully you did not doom scroll past us and you decided to take a gander at what we had to say and you were entertained. If not, let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
Sure you will anyway. But anyway.
Let us know how dumb we are.
Yep. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll catch you next time.
Bye.